What's going on, guys? Brian here, and I've got a quick game of Modern Warfare 2 for you. This is going to be Team Deathmatch on Afghan. I do have a couple more games of Afghan on my hard drive. I was flipping through just trying to find something I could use for you guys real quick. Because this one's from a couple months ago, so I got to try to space those out, because I do have one really good game that I'm saving for you guys, which I'm not sure when I'm going to use. Like, I may think of some kind of special commentary I'm going to do, and I'll bring that video to you guys sometime in the near future. Don't want to give you too many Afghan gameplays all at one time. But that's not what I want to talk to you guys about today. I wanted to get your opinion on a reaction that I normally have at work sometimes with some of my coworkers. And just let me know if I'm a little bit off base, or if I'm way off base, or if I'm kind of on target. You know, many times when I'm at work, I'm working with anywhere from 3 to 6 people can be in my office at one time, coworkers and other people. We'll talk, we'll hang out, we'll goof around a little bit. Because, as the manager there, I like to make, my work environment as stress-free as possible. I like to make it as laid back as possible, as that's the kind of person I am. As long as the work gets done and the boss is happy, my boss, my district manager, as long as he's happy and he leaves us alone, I'm happy. Like I said, as long as there's no major issues that come up and everything gets done, I don't really care what anyone else does. Most days I have my laptop there, and as you guys well know, that I normally respond to all your comments. I watch other people's YouTube videos, and when I'm done doing that, normally I'll poke around and I'll read a lot of different news articles on MSN, Yahoo, CNN, Time Magazine. I'm always perusing USA Today and CNN and Time on my iPhone, reading news articles and whatnot. And when all the people are normally in the office, we'll hang out, we'll talk about different types of things. We'll sometimes talk about some pretty ridiculous things, and we'll tell some stories about different things that come up in our lives and things that happen to us. We can have a good laugh most of the time. Like I said, we have a lot of fun there. For some reason, though, or somehow I should say, much of the conversations we have tend to start to revolve back to the zombie apocalypse. I don't know how that topic comes up in a lot of the days, or how the conversation makes its way to that topic, but that's something we tend to talk about a lot, and how we're going to survive the zombie apocalypse, how it could happen. Like I said, we have a lot of fun there. But normally, with me reading all those news articles and whatnot online, I'll normally bring up something that I read, and some people will just sit down and discuss it. There's more people coming in and out of the office that I work with. We'll get them involved in the conversation as well. Except for the fact there's one guy that I work with that seems to be pretty clueless as far as what I'm talking about most of the time. And just today, I started calling him Bubble Boy. The other day, I called him the smartest kid with Down syndrome. I think I picked it up from that movie Waiting. And I called him Corky a couple times and everything else. But so I might tend to pick on him a little bit sometimes about how clueless he really can be. Just to give you guys a couple examples, today I brought up the whole Occupy movement based on the news story that I had read with the police breaking it up in Oakland and one other city, which is escaping me at the moment, so I'm not going to guess which city it was. And we started talking about the Occupy movement a little bit because, as you guys know, I work and live. I work inside for the Philadelphia area, and I live in South Jersey, just outside of Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is one of the main points is for the Occupy movement. And we started discussing it, and he, chimed in the conversation, kind of. And he's like, "What's that?" And I just looked at him with this dumbfounded look on my face. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And a couple weeks ago as well, before Muammar Gaddafi was killed, I brought up Arab Spring and what was going on in Libya currently, what happened in Egypt, what's going on in Syria currently with their, protests and crackdown as well. And the same thing happened then too. He was like, "What's that? What's going on over there?" And I was, like I said, I'm absolutely just dumbfounded at his lack of knowledge or awareness of what's going on with some of the most major news stories in the world. I mean, the Occupy movements, the Arab Spring, and Libya have been all over the news. I mean, Libya's been going on for over 6 months now. The Occupy movements have been on a daily news story for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if not longer now. And for him to honestly say that he had no clue what they were, it just absolutely completely baffled me. I mean, most days he's there, he's concerned about his fantasy football team or what this, celebrity or musician is doing, or, is this trade in my fantasy football league going to go through? How long does that take? And it just seems like he's more concerned about things that aren't that important. Well, I mean, it's okay to be, to put some time into those things that you enjoy, but at the same time, how can you be so clueless about what's going on in the world around you and what's shaping the world and the events in it? So, like I said, I tend to come down on him a little bit sometimes and criticize him, and like I said, just basically tell him how clueless he is, and just not understand. So, don't you turn on the TV? Don't you watch the news? And sometimes even on my laptop, I'll bring up something I saw on the History Channel or Discovery Channel or something like that, and he'll make a snide remark about how stupid it is or something like that, and I'm like, dude, this is how you learn. This is how you gain knowledge. You read things, you watch things, you absorb information, from all different sources and outlets. So let me know if I'm a little off base there, or if I'm kind of right, that it's a little odd that he can be that clueless about what's going on in the world around us. Like I said, he's maybe 24 years old, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on that. As always, I hope you really enjoyed the video. I will talk to all of you soon, and I hope you have a good one.